Test, test, 1, 2, 3. Let's see if this works. Can you guys hear me in the chats? And sorry about the September fiasco. It was September, not October. I think I just think about Halloween at this time. So I did a live change on that. So pardon for the miss there. Alright, cool. Well, let's get underway. I'll go ahead and switch over to my face. Alright, does everybody see me okay? Hello! This is Wesley from the Central Ohio Game Dev Group, or COGG as we like to call it. Welcome. It's September 30th, 2023. This is our monthly GameDev Meetup. So I will tell you I've had a bit of some internet issues here and there this week. So just let me know. I'm working with my internet provider. So if my voice goes out or if I lose stream, just kind of bear with me for a sec. I am hardwired in, but we're just doing the best we can. So, but we have a lot of really good news today. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming up, as you may know. It's coming into the fall season, so we have a lot of things kind of planned for everybody. Some really cool stuff coming up as we start to get into the end of the year holidays. Wanted to kind of showcase some of those as well, talk about who we are. So talking about who we are, I always kind of like talk about everything before I go through the presentation, but just a little bit about myself. So I'm a local one Caleb and Tom in our Discord channel, always helping us out with different things. So you'll see them throughout the months. A lot of times they'll be in our events or during our expo showcasing, so you'll see them around. So our Game Dev Meetup is here for news and announcements. It's also where we showcase our events at the end of the month. So definitely check these out. If you can't do it today, then check the video out later. You'll see the events kind of scheduled for the next month. We try to kind of give most of that throughout. Now that being said, those things could change. We could add more, we can change things up, but we usually try to nail things down before the end of the month for the next month. So yeah, so I am a local artist. So I work with the local game studio as well called Multivarious Games. So if you ever have any questions, let us know. We do have a lot of developers in our communities. So we're here to help you, not just myself, but our community has been very helpful to help with different things. So let me go ahead and switch over to our news. Boop, boop, boop. All right. See if you guys can see that okay. This looks like I'm getting some buffering. Hold on. I don't know why. It should be fine. All right. Let me know if you guys have any issues with the stream. But we are the Central Ohio Game Dev Group. It's September 30th. Kind of gone through that. That's a video or a image of our group that we've had. We've been to a lot of different places. One that we've had is the Idea Foundry, which is a co-working space. So we still work from them to time, but we're outsourcing to other venues, I guess you would say. This year we're doing a lot of online stuff. We're doing a lot of different events, different venues. So bear with us as we try to, outreach to other different areas in the Central Ohio area. So, but we have a lot of really good groups. We've had folks for a long time. We've been around for about, I don't know, almost 15 years now. So we're a collection of game developers who want to help each other make games. We collaborate with other groups like CCAD, Columbus State, OSU. We also have some sister sites in Cincinnati and Cleveland. So If you ever have any questions about that, let us know. We can happily connect you with people there. Um, so kind of the big thing for a lot of you is our events for this month. We have our Let's Play, which this time around is kind of getting switched up with our first event, which is the prototype and play, for a couple reasons, which I'll talk about. But the Let's Play is an online event through our YouTube channel. So if you're kind of going through here today, through this channel, the COGG channel, you're already here. So if you type in the COGG and YouTube, you'll find all of our events. We will be posting and updating those very soon so that you have all the live events that you need. Make sure to subscribe. That's how you can get notifications and all that good stuff. So we usually try to do this Let's Play series the third Sunday of the month. We either work with you all to pick um, a game that you guys want to play, or Caleb Eno is actually the one that coordinates these, so sometimes he'll pick something. Um, what was it last or this month? I guess soon to be last month we did a thing on uh, what is it? Peggle likes. So kind of like roguelikes. This is Peggle likes. So Caleb did a lot of really cool stuff there. So he did a showcasing of different games. One of our communities, Vintage. Smiling Cat Entertainment did one on vintage pachinko games. So definitely, if you haven't had a chance to look at that, definitely check them out. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah. It's just I think it spikes there and it takes a sec. The video seems to take a sec to get back. So thanks for the feedback. Um, but yeah, check that video out if you haven't. There's a lot of really cool stuff. You can kind of go through and play some of those games, or watch the stream on those games. They seem pretty neat. Um, So we have that one coming up, another one coming up October 17th from 2 to 4 p.m. on a Sunday, the third Sunday of the month. And then our next event after that, something that we've been doing for a while, every 3 months we try to go back to Game Arena. It's an in-person event. So our prototype and play event is a great way to showcase your games. A lot of times we do that through the Discord channels online, but we also try to do them in person. And one big site that we've been doing is the Game Arena. So this is at the Gateway area. So if you're familiar with the OSU campus area, it's right off of there by High Street, North High Street. And definitely a great place to kind of showcase your game. We basically have the upper catwalk area. So we have that entire section up there. There's TVs, there's couches. We usually do some snacks and stuff. So if you are interested, it's a great place. There's food. We'll be there from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., but you can stay as long as you want. They have a South Garage over there for $5, all night long. You can get your pass, validated for that. And it's a great time. You can connect with people. You can showcase your games, both physical games and digital games. We've had people do VR demos. So it's a great way to kind of connect with our folks in person. So definitely check that out. I'll post the details for that here in the chat, so you guys can see that information. Sorry, I kind of came into one big thing because I didn't realize it wouldn't have returns. But um, yeah, so definitely check that out if you can. And if you have anything specific that you might find complicated, uh, as a setup, or if you ever have any questions, you can email us at info@thecog.com. We get those emails. I get those specifically, but we're happy to kind of reply there. And then our last one is the one just like this, the GameDev Meetup. We're not sure if this is online or in person yet. We will let you know as soon as possible. I usually try to keep those open, but there's a lot of planning in the background, so sorry that's not confirmed. But for right now, usually our events, if they're not uh, noted, they will be online, so it'll be a lot like this. But once we get that confirmation, we'll let you all know as soon as possible. Um, and then here is our slathering of different, grabbing that like that, and I'll post that later too. So if you guys aren't part of our Discord, definitely check that out because that's a great way to talk to us pretty much any time of the day. Because we're there pretty active, us in the community, but also like admins are there too. So and Tony helps a lot with the Discord online events and information too. So he's a great person to talk to. Caleb and Tom are there as well to kind of help support and talk about events in particular. Um, cool. So we have 2,100 members on Meetup, which is pretty cool. Like I said, we've been around for a while. Our Discord has grown quite a bit, which is really cool. So definitely, if you know somebody who's interested in game development, they don't have to be part of the Central Ohio area. We're inviting everybody. We do, yeah, obviously news and local stuff primarily, but if you know someone that's interested in game development, just send them information. We're happy to have them. If you need a place to share your games or get feedback, like we're here to help. So um, there's information to online stuff. Some of the stuff I always like to go over is we do have our on our COGG website, that's COGG.com. You can find out more information about us. I always tell folks like if you're looking for links and stuff, you can look under our what is it? If you go under About and you go to our let's see the code of conduct, some information about us there. You can find obviously our team, which I will need to update, and then contact. Has a lot of really good resources too. So if you aren't familiar with that, definitely check them out. But the big one I always like to shout out to is the news section. So I haven't seen anything in here, but if you do have anything, it could be a shout out to a Kickstarter thing, crowdfunding source thing. If there are events coming up, let us know. You can click on this here link and it'll take you to a Google form. You just fill that out. We'll post it up here. And we're happy to kind of share anything out there. So if people want to learn more about different news things coming up, let us know, and we'd be happy to kind of post that up on this page. So we have a couple of different things that we post from here and there. The other one I like to showcase, if you click on the COGG games, this is a slathering of different games that you all post. So there's two ways you can post your games. This is totally free marketing, so like there's no obligations. You don't have to be necessarily from the Central Ohio area, although we do get a lot of that, obviously. And it's the same thing. You just click on this here link. It'll take you to a Google form page. We go through that, about once a week and kind of update this. I got one I got to post up there today. Or you can hit this Add My Game button over here. It's the same thing. So that's one way you can post your games. Another way is you can go to our Discord channel. So if you go down to the Share Your Games channel, it's actually a forum, and you can hit a new post and post your game up there, and you'll see a lot of different games that are kind of coming through. So if you got anything that you want to showcase that is a game and you want to do a work in progress, we have a lot of really cool like games being showcased all the time with updates. We had like, for example, I think last month we had Rage Chick showcase Innocent Terrors, and they're always like posting stuff, images or whatnot. So it's a really cool place to see work in progress. So definitely check them out. Some of the games that I've seen so far in September as an update is Banished. So you may have seen, I think this might have been August, we had Darius showcase this Game Boy Compo or GB Compo 2023 Game Jam game Banished. They finally got it finished, at least to the point where they wanted to showcase it again as an update. So definitely check this out. It's a really cool like Game Boy-like game. It's a lot of fun to kind of show that. And then we also had in September as an update. So I guess this is one of the things I want to try this, from here on out is like if we have the time, like I want to kind of showcase some of the games in live stream. So if you're curious what happened this month, come to the GameDev Meetup and we'll kind of just do a little short shout out for it. So Banis was one of them. Another one that we saw come up is Cult Game. So it's kind of a procedurally generated fantasy world, um, and it looks like it's all ASCII. So if you're interested in that kind of game, really cool cover art, definitely check them out. We had, like I said, we had a stream for Let Him Cook last month, which was really cool. So definitely check them out. He's got a demo coming out right now, or that is out right now on Steam, and the game will be coming soon. Oh, and I haven't wishlist them. My bad. This is a lot of fun. So this is like a top-down action survival roguelike. So it's a lot of fun. You go around basically kind of fighting these little food things, and there's like a boss level with the couch potatoes. So definitely check them out. Wishlist them. It's a lot of fun. Um, and then the next one, last but not least, is Micro Rogue. And Micro Rogue is a minimalist gauntlet game of Micro Rogue, of a 2D top-down action roguelike where your hero auto-clicks. So shape your journey with strategic upgrades, face off against a variety of foes, and see how far you can get. Fun meets strategy in this reinvented dungeon dash. So definitely check them out. That's going to be coming out Q2 2024. Um, so yeah, so I always like to tell folks if you want to showcase your games or if you have anything at all, you can post it in the chat. If you have like events that you're thinking of that's coming up in October or November or whatever, something soon, you can post it in the chat as well. And we just try to let people know about all those great things. So there's, again, the COGG. So the cog.com/games, you can post your games there, or you can do it in our Discord. However you want to do it, let us know. We're just here to advertise and support you. A lot of times we'll bring these shows to games, expos or whatnot when we're curating COG at a booth. So you never know when we might be showcasing your game and trying to help you out. And especially if you have a release of a game or a Kickstarter, please let us know because we want you to be successful. So that's kind of something else there. And then I always like to tell folks about like some tools and news coming up. So one of the things that I wanted to note is Jamio is a Discord bot. So you probably heard me talk about this before, but talk with Tom because Tom's the lead developer for this. But they're uh, looking for people to test the game. I mean, we've been testing it kind of internally for a while, but now we're at a point where we could really use like a lot of folks like working on this. So it's a Discord bot that is a game jam bot at its core, but can be used for a lot of things. We've used this for GDEX, which is our Midwest Gaming Expo. We use this for different other game jams through Indianapolis and through a lot of different other servers. And what it does is it helps you set up teams. And it helps you kind of like find members and find different game jammers. It helps you to assign your link once you upload it to a website like itch.io or GameJolt or whatever. And it helps you, even if you're a soloist, you can make your own team. So we might start using this tool for prototype and play just so that you guys can talk to the Jamio bot and make your own channels rather than, say, myself, like making you channels customly. So I'm going to be working with Tom on that to see if we can integrate that in our channels. So more to come there. If you're interested in actually testing it out, all you have to do is go to damio.xyz. You'll log in, and you can use your Discord to connect, and all you have to do is sign into your Discord and tell it which server you want to go to, and that it'll be onboarded from there. So definitely check it out. Right now, it's got a little bit of information on here. It is free at the start for up to 20 jammers, so especially if you want to test it, it's fine there. We do have some listing and some prices, but if you get to a point where you're like, I really need some bump to get enough people in there, just contact me personally. You can contact me at info at the cog.com, and maybe we can figure something out because I said we're still wanting to get a lot of feedback and see what people think. So there's a lot of really cool features. Check it out if you can. It's a great way to kind of get some really cool bots to help you out. So let's see. We have I think I mentioned our Facebook page, our Twitter page, which is a great way to find information. So both those are good ways to find more about us. The other thing is, like, I guess I can't not get beyond September without talking about it. But for those of you who've been following the Unity runtime fee program, um, it looks like they've updated their changes. So if you're not familiar with this, in September, Unity introduced a new runtime fee for their games. It was cool. It had a lot of discussions, I will say, not just our community, but internationally. So they've since then revised their plan. So originally it was going to be like any game, uh, I think up to 100. What was it? 100,000. Okay, here's the key updates. Yeah, it was $100,000 was going to have a fee associated to anything that was using the game and being installed. So this was a big backlash because it meant like a lot of folks who are currently working on games, because it was definitely uh, at that time when it was first posted retroactively noted to anybody who had created a game in Unity. Since then they've reversed a bit of what they were planning to do, made an apology and letter and all that good stuff. And now it's bumped up to $200,000 in revenue, annual revenue, and they will. Sorry about that. My headset doesn't know that I'm talking, so I heard it go off. So I'm back. But yeah, it looks like it's bumped up to $200,000 in revenue, and they will allow you to remove the Made with Unity splash screen. It's also going to be used for anything in the LTS version releasing in 2023. So you can still use your own terms currently. So if you don't switch over, you are not pulled into the runtime fee. And then it's calculated based on the lesser of 2.5% revenue share is the cost, or based on unique initial engagements. So whatever you decide to send to, it's like your own submission, whichever you want to submit, and that'll be part of your self-reported data to them. So it's a lot of discussions. I know there's a lot of trust in Unity that's kind of been broken. I would say, like, we're we're here to help support discussions, but we're not obviously taking sides. I mean, for COGG, we've always been supportive of a multitude of different authoring tools for game development engines. So Unity's been a big part of our community. So I know this affects a lot of you. In some instances, like now it's a little bit better, but it's those types of discussions. So what I would encourage you, if you have topics and thoughts about the Unity runtime fee program, we actually have in our Discord channel under Making Games, we have Unreal, Unity 3D, and Godot. We'll probably add more things as we need to, but you'll notice this little please read Unity 3D runtime fee discussion thread. So this is a thread that we made specifically as this became more popular, and this is a great way to talk about that. And the reason why we did that, made a thread, was just so that, like, people still you know, help you provide those discussions. We want to be free and open about what you want to talk about. So, uh, oh, yeah, it looks like my video might be chunking down just a sec. So sorry about that. Uh, in turrets and reviews, it says right now I'm still working on games with Unity, and I'm still away from finishing them. There's a bridge I haven't come to yet. When it does, I'll want to know more. Yeah, it's a lot of people. This may not be, it might not affect them, but if you're working to sell a game, it's a big deal, right? Like, in a big way, right? Like, you're looking to sell it, more than $200,000 in annual revenue, which seems like a lot, but to run a studio is pretty normal. So yeah, just let us know your thoughts. We want to be here to support you. these types of discussions. We always say as long as it's game related, we want to help provide you an avenue to kind of discuss these things. But cool. All right. Well, I think that's it for that news. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the events coming up. So if you're not familiar, Ludum Dare is actually going on right now through Monday. And their theme this year, this is a game jam. So it's all online. They do this like I think 3 times a year. Um, and 3 or 4 times a year. I always forget. But Ludum Dare 54 is going on now, and their theme this year is limited space. So definitely check that out. You can kind of go through the details of the link I sent in the chat and check it out. There's a lot of folks that are in our community that are usually doing this. So be happy if you get a game from this and you want to showcase it. Please let us know. We'd be happy to kind of give it some views or whatnot. So definitely check that out. Another game jam that we've been kind of connecting with is Score Space Jam. They're actually out of California, if I remember right. But they do several game jams a month. So they do something called Score Jam, which is a jam that involves game devs and streamers. So I think that's going on now. It's a 72-hour period. And they have something called Speed Jam, which involves game devs and speedrunners. And then Scorespace X. So usually if they have like a collaboration with third parties at some point, they'll post that too. So definitely check them out. They're a great place to go. Oh yes, Adam said that Ludum Dare requires an invite code to sign up. So you are right. I did see that post, and I think that's mainly because they had, like, Ludum Dare had a lot of bots at one point, so they really had to fix some of that up. That might be part of the reason why. If you need that event code, it is, let me double check. And that's the other cool thing is if you want to see more game jams, there's a Game Jam Shares channel. Ludum Dare code is Masterdon LD54. And thanks for Todd for posting that, because I did not know that either. I didn't even know they were doing it that way. So definitely check that out. And then this is just more information about Game Arena. So later in October when we do a prototype and play, if you see PTMP as prototype and play, I usually like abbreviate it because it's so long to type. So cool, check them out. You get your address in there. So they are a sports arena, so they're a great place if you're looking to, go and play games or do competitive play. They do a lot of really cool stuff. Then the other thing I like to showcase is, as a reminder, is like to people that want to be creative or just kind of use their own thing. They have Inktober. So that's a great place if you are looking to kind of make a game or incorporate an idea. You can use Inktober, which is a way. If you're not familiar with this, it's all through October. There are. Let me see if they have the postings. There's. They're doing something different where I guess they have a week-long, challenge or whatever. But the idea is that every day you have something to draw. So this year is the prompt list. So I mean, you can follow the rules if you want to and kind of be part of the competition. But a lot of people just take this list and be like, cool. So like tomorrow will be the first day, right? So that would be Dream. October 2nd would be Spiders. 3rd would be Path, etc., all the way through the 31st. So this is a great way if you're kind of like struggling to find something to create or plan or whatever. So if you want to do something, let us know. Like if you are starting to work on this, I plan to try to do something with it. I usually get a couple days in and maybe stop, but that's okay. Just try your best. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to kind of do something while you're trying to be creative and kind of work on your skills, whether it's artwork or gameplay or writing or music or whatever it is. It's a great way to kind of use a list that everybody around the world is going in and using. So Inktober is kind of fun. And I wanted to showcase some events coming up after October. So Shawnee Gamescon, if you're not familiar with that, they are a Shawnee State gaming expo. So Shawnee State is south of here in Portsmouth. We've done a couple talks there from our group. We've had a couple of our exhibitors there from COGG. So if you're interested in being involved in this, they are looking for exhibitors. So you can go to attend exhibitors, you can apply. Now they say the deadline is October 1st. I know that's tomorrow, but I would still apply anyways. I was talking to Dan from there and he said, well, maybe we could squeeze people in. So definitely if you're still interested, try to do as soon as possible because they are obviously wrapping things up for the event to kind of make sure they have the space for everything. But this is a great way to showcase in front of a lot of folks. They also have speakers. So if you're interested in speaking there, they still have their application. Again, same thing, October 1st. Same thing if you need some time. Just go ahead and apply anyways, and they will either approve you or not when they can. But definitely a great opportunity to talk about anything game related. If you have something that you want to talk about, it's a great place to do that. They have their volunteers, so this is extended to October 22nd. So if you want to be a part and help out with the event, it's a great place to apply there. And then I always like to showcase if you're interested in sponsoring. They have a sponsorship page, so definitely check that out there. You can become a sponsor with this link at the bottom. And here's a little information about some of the speakers. So we have John Platon. I think I misspelled his name or missaid his name. So that's the keynote speaker for this year. They have a couple of different speakers. If you keep checking that out, they're updating that throughout. He's worked on things like with Sega CD, on Tomcat Alley, things like Ghostbuster, Fear 2, Origins, Project Origins, Fantastic Four. So a lot of different games. So he'd be a really great speaker to kind of see. And they have game tournaments too. So if in a game pitch tournament competition. So there's a couple competitions. So it'd be a lot of fun. So definitely check that out. We have Torgs obviously coming up. So this is great. This one is at the Bricker building at the Ohio Expo Center. So I'll put that in there. I think we posted this a couple times. You should see them coming up quite heavily now. So they are November 11th through the 12th. Really great event to go to. They have a lot of really great special guests. They have, obviously like door prizes and things. They have, I think a lot of folks on here are also exhibiting there. So if you want to exhibit, go to the event info and go to Indie Dev Row. So definitely check that out if you're interested in exhibiting there. I don't know if they're still accepting, but usually I would see a link. They may or may not be full, so that's a good question. But if you need to contact them, obviously you can contact them with this little button down here, and you can chat. So there's a lot of really good door prizes, community events. It's like they do a lot of things. It's not just like retro games, but they have a lot of like, I hear the after party is really cool. So they really make this as big as possible. It's a great place to kind of just have fun on I think it's the last day. So yeah, Saturday. Yep. So Saturday, November 11th. So it looks like just that Saturday. So it's Saturday, Sunday. The after party is that Saturday night, so lots of really cool stuff there. Yeah, so those are the events I know of. If you know anything else, just post them in the chat, and I'll make sure to earmark those. So I think that's about where I got so far. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. Cool. So I listed those. We talked about COGG news, local events, COGG games, presenters, showcasing some of the games. So yeah, so cool. So this month, I have a video from one of our Cleveland group folks, James Norris, who's, if you were familiar with our Facebook page, we had a post about Atari Age, which is new games for classic systems. It's a really neat big announcements that talks about how Atari Age has agreed to acquire Atari, and how actually one of our members talked about how they're an employee there. So definitely check them out. I know John, you were sharing this, so I appreciate that. We had someone saying that they released a 6502 cross assembler that supports the fourth style branching edition. So we're going to kind of showcase that there. So I'm just going to play the video for today, and then if you need to contact them, I'll be sure to kind of send you all his email. But I think the best way, he said, to contact him is through Facebook because he's most active there. So I will talk about that. But I think after that event, unless you guys have anything else you want to showcase, we'll be jumping into the Discord channel. I always like to do an icebreaker called the Question of the Month. So this month, since it's October, I would say if you could make any game about a monster or creature, what would it be? So some of you might be thinking of like Slender Man or Five Nights at Freddy's or something like that. So I was like, if you have something you could do, like you could even like, hey, I want to do a game on Mothman. That might be kind of fun. So let us know. You can talk about it, in the chat if you want to, but definitely when we get on later in Discord, uh, we'll be in the voice general channel. So that'll be right here. If you go down to the voice channels, there's the general channel right there, and that'll be a great place to kind of get to know each other. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to switch back to my face if I can. There we go, so you guys can see me. I'm still alive. I'm a real person. I'm no AI. Um, so yeah, so thanks for sticking around for the news updates. If you have any questions in the chat, let me know. But what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to switch over to James's video on how to do the Atari Age dissembler and let that speak for itself. Again, I didn't make the video, so what I'll do is if you have questions, just post them in the chat, and I'll make sure to forward it to him. And if you want to connect him directly, I'll give you, his contact information as well. So I'm going to go ahead and load that up, and we'll kind of go from there. And let me know if the video, if you can hear it, or you have any issues with not hearing it. Sorry. I like turn off all the audio, so sorry I didn't have the audio for a sec. Okay. Alright, so that was our video for the Atari Age compiler from James. If you want his contact information, go ahead and email us at info@thecog.com. And then if you want the video, I went ahead and posted a Google Drive link in there. So if you need that, sorry about the sound. Yeah, hope it works now. I always forget because I turn this off and I turn it off on OBS and then I forget to turn all of it back on. So, um, yeah, so that'll be, if you want to learn more about that, contact James. He's on our Facebook page, uh, James Norris. He's actually from our Cleveland Game Dev group, so definitely check him out if you want to see more from that. But yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know. I can kind of help you get connected with him. And then if you ever have anything that you want to present on these events, you can always go to, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our COGG website. So if you ever go to our Meetup page, which if you're ever curious, our Meetup page is at the top right corner. There's all these icons and the Discord link that you can click on. That big M is Meetup. If you ever want to present, you can always look into these red ones, these red GameDev Meetup events. And then in the description, you'll see a Google Form link right there that are always kind of repeated every month. So if you ever want to present, it doesn't have to be October, it could be November or December, whatever. It'll kind of be a Google form that you can fill out just like everything else, and you can type whatever you want. So if you want to talk anything game development, we usually ask you, like, just make sure it's family friendly, like, within reason, obviously. Like, there's pretty much anything is pretty good. We always say, like, if your grandmother wouldn't want to watch it, then probably don't present that. So we just try to keep it friendly. But outside of that, yeah, we work to do these about 3 events a month. So definitely we'll be adding and adjusting these events by the end of this weekend. So definitely keep a track on that. And let us know if we can help you. Like, we're here to help all different kinds of game developers showcase. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and jump into the Discord channel. So if you can, definitely check us out there, just get to know each other. So I'll post the link to our Discord channel again. And let's catch up. And then maybe if we have time, maybe we'll kind of do a game or something like that. We always kind of open that up. But whatever you guys want to do, we'll be here for a little while. So definitely jump on Discord and the general audio channel. Again, that's if you go into that link I sent to go down to the voice channels in general, we'll be in there. So, yeah, so thanks for everybody for coming out to our end of our September Game Dev Meetup. We'll catch you again next month with a couple of events that we talked about. Very excited about the Prototype and Play event. We'll try to get another couple of in-person events too in the plans, in the works. So we'll keep you posted as we kind of. I'm here to get muted. My headset just went off again. Anyways, talk too long. We'll see you guys in Discord. Have a great rest of your weekend, and if nothing else, we'll catch you guys later. So thanks everybody, and have a good one.